Hey, praise y'all. Just chilling. Saturday night. What's up with y'all? Just felt like streaming. I found this sample right here. It sounded kind of familiar. I was trying to figure out where I heard it off of this album here. So I'm about to see if I can flip it. And then I searched it up on whosampled.com. So I'm gonna look at like where it's been sampled at, because I know it sounded familiar. I'm gonna see if I can flip it a little different, whatever. I'm just chilling here. No great big goals, but just chilling, going live, having a chat. If y'all are in here, say what's up. I'd like to building your online business. Hear from you. What's that? I'm gonna turn the volume down on this. See if I get the chat window up. See if anyone even comes. It's been a while since I did stream at this time, and especially on a Saturday. I don't know what y'all do on Saturday nights. I don't really do nothing. I'm usually in anyways. So, but yeah, I'm just in by myself. Oh, what you doing? Look at that. What is that? I'm just in by myself. Well, other than the kids. They're sleeping, most of them. So, yeah, let me play this. Got this project already going. So that was it. That's what I grabbed. So yo, I think, let me know if you've heard this and what you've heard it on. I'm gonna pull it up right here, but yeah, it seemed pretty obvious once I clicked up on. Where we at? Oh, we got no signal. What's up with that? Hold on. Okay, well anyways, I got Who Sampled pulled up here. And you guys active in the chat? Say what's up. I don't see anything. It might just be because it's not refreshed, or it's just, I should expect that it's quiet right now. I see 3 of you out there. What's up with y'all? What is up with y'all? With all of you? Yes, I don't know why this is. There we go. All right. Okay. So the first thing I did see, and I was like, yeah, that's probably where I heard it from. 50 Cent, 50 bars. I won't play any of this. I'm already probably gonna be demonetized since I'm playing the Nina Simone record. So if you guys want to give the video a thumbs up, that'd be the best kind of support, you know. Don't make no money. So okay. So these are a few of the tracks that they're on. Pretty sure I've heard it from this, but most definitely sounds about right. 50 Cent. For some reason I was thinking like Wu-Tang at first, but nah, I guess not. So I got the sample on the pad here. Sounds cool, just looped up. I'm gonna probably try to chop it, just see if I come up with anything. So I'll usually copy this and put it on a new bank. Put it on bank C for chops. Before I do, so all my chops will be at the proper level. I always turn that fix on too. You know, I turn fix on per pad. It's such a useful feature, I think, because when I'm striking chops, I don't want to have any velocity sensitivity to the pad. I just want it to trigger at the same volume every time. What do y'all think about that? So, you know, it's just while you're in here, that velocity, fixed velocity. Chop it up. Just try doing auto chop, auto mark. Let's see what 16 sounds like. You know what I've messed up already? One step that I usually do, because it's gonna mess me up if I don't try to figure out what the tempo is here. So. Looks like about 85. I'm gonna put it in the pattern. See. How long is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Is that 2 bars in, I guess? Pattern sequencer. Forgot to change the tempo on that. It was at about, I think, 85. 85, around that. Okay, it's longer than 2 bars. I'm gonna do 4. What's up, B Jammin'? A little late night. What time is it where you're at? It's only about 11 over here. Whoops. Okay, that loop's okay, but I feel the metronome ain't on point. Okay. Is this late for you, or is it about normal? I'm always up like at least till 2 a.m. Okay, I think I'm gonna go 87. Okay. Alright, so that's always got to do the groundwork first. So if I'm ever pitching anything, if I'm pitching stuff, first of all, I know because it gives you a reading if you end up pitching and want to put your sample in a different key. So it's always good to get all the little details first. What was the tempo? 87? All right, 87. Okay. Now, I'm going to delete this one, copy back over with that BPM info. Copy. Chrishead, what's good? Almost bedtime for you? Okay. Are you just like kind of a morning person, or do you got places to be and stuff to do in the morning? It's my little buddy's trying to chop it up right there. Y'all see him? All right. Auto mark 16. See how it sounds. Maybe I should just do it from. Should have cut that start point. Probably would threw it off the metronome. Line it up. Oh no. Well, let's assign it. Boom Bat Streaks was good. Almost 7 a.m. over there. Bright and early. Good morning. Having some coffee. Work in the mornings typically. On weekends too, or? All right. So, chopping. Yeah, this is the one other thing that I want Roland to add is just if I can get auto mute groups. There you go. Put them all in the mute group. All right. I don't know. We'll see. Sometimes, I don't know. I've always kind of been more of a looper when it comes, you know, like Madlib the Loop Digger. Yeah, not really, not close, but I think I've always kind of more like just grabbed loops and stuff. I've never been huge on chopping, especially this way. I'm actually fairly new to chopping like this, like the auto chop where you get like the into 16ths or 8 notes and all that. I'm fairly new to that. I usually just chop like 1 or 2 pieces, like short loops, like maybe a bar or 2 bar loops and like put them together. So I almost feel like sometimes, like if a sample just sounds so cool, like I'm probably not going to chop it better than it is. Just got to vibe with it though. feel like I should pull up the sequencer. Delete this. Okay, so just get the metronome going. I'm gonna turn it on rehearsal so I can just kind of practice to the metronome, you know? Hey, there's a good few of you in here. What's up? What's up? Let's see. Well, the usuals aren't shy. They in the chat room, but it says I got like 16 people in here. So I don't know. Refresh the chat. What do you guys usually do? Do you just, if you're chopping samples, do you usually put it on drums first? I feel like this is a good place where, what's it called? Like having a drum break would be good. I don't want to use the drum break. I want to program my drums because I got some cool drums over here. I guess I could program something first. Something simple, and then I guess then come back and do the chops, and then maybe delete the drums after that. Actually, one thing I was thinking before I came on was I was messing with a sample earlier that I chopped it in, and I just resampled the chops, and it was like a sample that I felt like it didn't matter. Like I re-sequenced the chops in a quick, faster tempo than the original sample, and it still worked. So I was considering just resampling these chords or these chops. And I could finger drum to it. It's not sounding better than the original though. Hold up a second, it's really super cold in this house. I'm gonna turn the AC off real quick and be right back. I don't know if I'll play that. I'll just get demonetized real quick. Hold on. Are you cold, Ellie? Ellie, you cold, baby? Are you cold? Are you cold? No. Move this on real quick. Let's see. Micro chopping, like what are we talking about? How fine is the micro chopping? Do you go by like a grid, like a specific notes, like 30-second notes, 64 notes? Do you start with a loop? How long is that loop? And then like, what do you mean? Yeah, you must have heard the sample before. Like I pulled it up earlier on who sampled, and I think at the top of the list is I'm pretty sure that's where I heard it, is the 50 Cent, 50 bars. Should I play this? I think they just looped it on this. Actually, it's not gonna play through. I got that. It's not even coming through here. trying to get the volume up. Okay, I guess the volume's unavailable on it. Do your drums first. And didn't you also say you don't really sample like that? You buy records mainly to listen to? Wait, who said that? Oh, you say you do your drums last. I like doing the drums last. It just feels better like when the sample's chopped and then the drums come. I mainly do it simultaneously, actually. What I've been doing lately, like I said, I don't do the chops like this with auto chop mainly. I do like a manual chop. Yeah. You just look for like small pieces that you like, just more so than just taking a loop and then chopping that. Yeah, I feel like they could do more than 16. They just haven't figured it out over there at Rolling for some reason. Yeah, I do the YouTube thing every once in a while. It's been a while. I am kind of a purist. I'm not against it. I'm like I'm not snobby when it comes to. Now it's warm in here. To where you sample from, but I don't know. I like the process of the records, pulling the records up. So. Okay, that'll probably work for now. Probably turn these down. Yeah, I forgot to do that. Just to play, pull it down 12. Think we'll ever get more than +7 on the pitch shifting. Let me do this one thing. Y'all even out the attack and decay, get those pops out just by adding one. Just add a 1 on the attack and release in the envelope. Makes a big difference, just that one. This just sounds good as a loop. Not really coming up with nothing. Let's see what y'all saying. Well, I'm gonna grab a little more whiskey. Yeah, that's boring. This is how it really. This is how I enjoy chopping more. So I'll go. That's what I'm doing. Start with that and go mute groups. These mute groups are full or what? Max pad. Okay. Let me take these out. Put these in. Okay, so now I'll just start dropping start points and points. trying to like chop it on the up beat rather than the down beat. My next for some reason. Chris had been looking for a KO2 last night again. It's like a pretty girl that you know is gonna be trouble. You shouldn't buy. You shouldn't, but you still want it. Yeah, I feel you. Just the whole. Yeah, I keep looking at that at the Digitac too. I keep telling myself no. I keep like, I don't know. I'm just hard on myself, I guess, because I have an opportunity to get one. It's not gonna really cost me anything. If I ask, it's a possibility. I can, shout out to Zounds, as they always do. So kind of send me some stuff out to try out. So it's like, if I'm going to try one, I've always wanted to. I mean, I might as well. This is the opportunity, like when it's fresh, when it's new. But then again, I'm like, I should just be making music. Like, why am I tripping about gear, It's kind of the same cycle over and over again. Here's something. Ellie, you sleep? My other daughter got up, went to the bathroom. I was tripping. I was like, who's that? I think she was sleeping. But yeah, so everybody's gassing for something, right? Ben, did you order your Digitac 2 yet? I know you said you're going to grab one. I don't know. I got a few things I want to grab. The other things I want to grab would just be like additions for the SP, like to sample in like sounds, like I want to get the I want to try out the Korg Wave State, the desktop version that I'm really interested in, and then this control. I talked about this in the stream. There's this weird controller. It's got these octagon shapes as the pads, and it's like it's supposed to be MPE. But that's one thing I don't really know too much about, the MPE thing. But I think I had a question in my head. Like, do you guys know? I feel like the answer is yes. Is that you have to have like certain software, or the hardware has to be like MPE compatible, right? In order to even say I have like this MIDI controller that does MPE. But if like I'm controlling, say this is what I want to do. I want to use the MPE controller to control the Korg Wave State desktop module. Now, will the Korg module even recognize like some of the things that it can do? I'm not so sure, because I know that that company that makes the controller also makes like a software that's probably optimized for that, But I don't know. Is it like certain things are just mapped to certain MIDI CCs, like, because like there's where you move side to side on a pad and you get like a pitch bend kind of thing going on. So, but anyways, I want to try both of those things. Regardless, I think the controller is cool. Even if I can't get the MPE out of it, I just like the fact that it has like, you can play scales and chords easily, the way it's laid out and stuff. So I think that would be dope to sample into the SP here. I love records, but I find myself mostly creating the idea from scratch and resample myself. KO2 doesn't have resample. Oh, really? So I won't no part. You want no parts of the KO2? Yeah, I thought I wanted it when it first came out. Then I was like, nah, I'm good. After I seen the Fader Gate thing, it's like, nah, I'm good. Just see the chat. Dang it. This web page is reloading. Yeah, so that's how I usually would chop. As you can see, I'm just chopping manually. And I'm starting to practice that more where I'm like, up until now, I've probably finger drummed with like a loop and some drums and just kept it at that. I am trying to get better at it and do multiple pad chops. So for some reason, I'm really uncomfortable right now. I don't know. I'm just super tense right now. Chris Head. Yeah, you can also can't play a sequence and sample. Yeah, I heard that. Those are like, well, that's more of one that I would want. Like the resample, I don't use resample too much. I mean, I do in the SP because if you want like effects on it, then that's the method of putting your effects in and like adding more effects and stuff. I don't do a lot of that, but yeah, I use the resample to create loops and stuff. But for me, like the part where you can't sample in while playing a sequence, I think that's pretty bad. You gotta have that feature. Although I think some of the older MPCs didn't even have that. SP and Serato sample. That's what's up. I never used Serato sample. Sort of waiting on a big update to fix the big stuff. Looks pretty though. Are you still talking about the KO2? SP-404 Mark II is so much more though. Also looked at the new Digitac, but some of that is still bonkers / limited. What, like the monophonic stuff? No polyphony on tracks? Is that what that's one thing I was like, that's kind of a deal breaker, but it really doesn't matter because like can't you access all the tracks simultaneously if you wanted to? Like when you put the samples on the pads, like, or not the pads, the buttons, whatever, the trigs. See, I gotta learn the language. I'm learning it though because I've been interested. So I've been watching some videos. But the trigs, each sound on each trig is a different track, right? So you can technically play. It's kind of like if you ever used the what is it called, the Novation Circuit Rhythm, that sampler, where those tracks are monophonic, but you can actually record in like a drum pad mode where you can access all 8 tracks and you can finger drum and record all those sounds simultaneously, and they just recorded their own track. So that's what I'm imagining the Digitac is. Maybe I'm wrong. I guess I haven't watched enough videos to really know, but that's what I'm assuming it's kind of like. And then what was I? But oh yeah, but if you can't, like, what's up with the keyboard mode? So does the keyboard mode, when you put like an instrument one shot on the keyboard mode, on a track in the keyboard mode, you can't play chords or what? If you can't play chords, that's pretty. But I think you can record externally while a sequence plays on the Digitech 2, right? Because that would be essential. If you can't play chords from within, I think I heard someone. I think it was the last stream that I did. Someone was like, "Yeah, if you make a chord that takes up 3 tracks, is that for real?" I mean, I might just grab it just for a week or so, just to see what it can do, just because I've always wanted to try one. But I'm pretty happy with I'm pretty obsessed at the moment currently with the SP. SP is a lot of fun. I prefer it actually, finger drumming on the SP than the MPC. And I'm kind of glad I got rid of the Sonicware sample track in a way, because that thing was actually ruining the feel of the pads on the MPC for me. Because the pads on the sample track, you'd be surprised if you never used it, are very good. Like super good. So sensitive, just the right feel. Like those pads, like every other, like the SP and the MPC, I've had to go in and adjust the velocity sensitivity and the curve and all that to fit like how I play. But right out the box is sample track. And as tiny as those pads are, they're like about the size of your fingertips, you know? And, but they just right out the box like that feel good. So, I mean, I wish I could get like some bigger pads of that quality on something else, like, or even if they made something, but I don't think they would make. If Sonicware made a 4x4 pad layout, I doubt they will, because I think they're trying to do their own thing. That would be heavenly, I think. Just the way those pads are, just like, I can't say it enough. They're pretty amazing. So what, Ben? You're not getting the Digitac? You're saying that's too limited too for you, or are we talking about you talking about the other one, the KO2? You still okay? Yeah, you still want the Digitac? School hit the button. What's good, man? What time is it in Columbus, Ohio, right now? Got to be at least like 3 a.m. maybe 3:30. I like sequencing. See, Ben, I found out you can actually live sequence. I thought you were trying to tell me that you can't do that in there, which I understand. Like, someone's saying no finger drumming because, yeah, it's buttons. But I seen a dude finger drumming on it, and he was making some cool beats years ago, and I came across him again recently. He was still using his Digitac, his OG one, the original one. But he makes some dope stuff, and that really stuff that's more like kind of my sound. So when I see that, like, yeah, I'm not super into EDM, so when I see EDM on those things, it's like it doesn't appeal to me as much. And I'm like, when I hear those styles, I'm like, okay, I can pass on this. But when I see someone make something that's more of my flavor, stuff that I like to hear, it really kind of draws me in. So Roland really over-delivered with the SP. Most other groove boxes just don't do it. I have SP-404 and MPC1. Very cool, both. You think they over-delivered? Like, what do you mean, like at this point? Or from when they first developed and released it? I mean, it's really good. It's got a lot of great stuff, man. I do. Like, that's what I've been thinking. I've been on this all month. I kind of just do this, though. I haven't been interested in pulling out my MPCs. I still got 2 of them over there, Key 37 and the Live 2. But technically, those aren't even mine. So, again, Zounds, those aren't even mine. But what was the point? This thing, some people have said it feels more like an instrument than MPC, and it's kind of how it is. That's what kind of intrigues me about the Digitech too. So I love the MPC because there's really nothing else that can match it. Like, as far as finishing a whole track without going to a computer, that'll get you there. It is like the DAW. But to me, it's like there's so many different windows and tabs on the touchscreen. Just to do a basic thing, like I press a button, I press a button and then press another tab just to get to like the volume and the pitch on a sample. And that's something I do when I'm creating beats, like on the SP. Like pretty much, it's so much more immediate. You know, I'll load up and then just go here. Then I'm turning the volume down and pitching. Like the MPC would be, let me press the program edit button. Then let me tab over here and then let me click here. You know, so that's 1, 2, 3. Click here and then turn the big knob. You know, there's other ways like with the Q links if you memorize it, but that's already 4 moves. Well, here this is 1, 2, and this 1 and turn. So it's so much more faster. So it's just more enjoyable not having to do all that 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me get in here, and that's the creative process for me. Like putting the sounds together, adjusting the volume. Like I do that. Like that's a part. Like I guess I just try to hear the end product a little bit earlier. Like maybe some people just throw the samples on there and sequence it and don't even consider the volume of the hi-hat compared to the snare until after they're ready to mix. But to me, like I'd rather hear that immediately, you know. I just rather hear it all in context and pitch and stuff, like pitch the hats. And I'm doing stuff like slightly pitching this hat, setting up in mute groups too if you want to do. That's why that's why having a template, and that's something you can't really necessarily do a template in the SP, but having a template in the MPC, like I've got one for my drum program where like this pad right here is already cutting this pad off, you know what I mean? So I can create this kind of stuff. And I got these, I have this, I always have a roll that gets cut up by the kick, just like how that sounds. And so I have those 8 pads on MPC and a template, so that helps. But if you're just doing it from scratch, you jumping in, program edit, jump to global, and then go over a mute group, and then it sounds silly because it's just like a few extra moves, but it makes a difference in the enjoyability of putting sounds together. I think that's the number one most important step is putting all your sounds together. You know, I'll put all my sounds together before I make a beat. I don't know how you guys work, but like, as you can see how I'm doing this here is like, I'll just be playing a record. This is what I've been doing lately, just playing a record while I'm going through the browser, and I'm just looking for kicks and snares and stuff while I'm listening to the record. And I'm kind of listening to see if they're blending well and all that. And then if I find, I hear something on a record, then I'll sample it, put it on a pad, loop it, and then continue looking for my drums, and then just, you know, see how that blends with the sample before I even start making a beat. I think maybe, I mean, not everyone works differently, right? Some people are probably putting down their whole sample chops first, and then they'll go in. And I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. But for me, like the whole first steps and process, sound selection is like the funnest part to me. I think start hearing a beat kind of develop before anything's even sequenced. Digitech 2, okay, I used to hate. Ben, you used to hate the SP or what? Digitech 2, with now having 16 tracks, you don't have to sample flip on a track. That's the biggest thing, really, and more RAM. I wonder what you mean by sample flip. Is that specific to Digitech, like terminology? Mind you, Digitech 2 is almost double a SP-404 Mark II here, so there's that. Yeah, there is that. While the SP, what is this, like 32 polyphony? How do I said that incorrectly, but like, I can't think of the way to word that correctly, but I think you can have up to 32 pads playing simultaneously or something. Maybe 16, I don't know. Well, I'm not a finger drummer, so the Digitech appeals to me. But I would still finger drum on that thing. That's the thing. But even that, like I was watching the live record. When you put it in live record, there's an unquantized version. So when we were last talking in the stream, everyone was kind of making it seem like it's just to a grid. It's just step sequencing. It's on a grid. There's no human feel to it, but there's a quantize, no quantize on that thing. So one thing is like no velocity sensitivity. So sure, understandable. It's probably not the ideal thing, but one thing about that is it does have more power in a way from what I'm seeing, as far as like maybe I don't know the effects. There's more effects on this, but I think you can put an effect on each track, right? So like an insert, if I'm not mistaken. So that's really dope. Then you have like compression. It seemed like someone was doing like side chaining in a way. Maybe I'm tripping, but it looked like side chaining. But you having those 8 knobs, it seems like there's so much more flexibility and easy access, you know? So I don't know. The more tactility to it seems cool to me. So, and all that, the tactility to me is like more of a fluid creative process, which is more enjoyable and I think leads to like better music. Just my mind. I love the MPC. I've been finishing tracks on it. I love that I got audio tracks. I love how the audio tracks work. And maybe it's just in stages, but it's just not always as fun jumping around those different tabs, man. I don't know how many tabs there are in that thing. It's crazy. So many tabs and windows and different screens, and simplicity is nice. $20 gigs, yeah. They increased that pretty nicely. But it's like a 20 gig hard drive, no SD cards or nothing. Yeah, what's up with the Electron being all snooty or what? You can't do payment plans. Like, why would that even be up to Electron? Wouldn't it be up to the retailer? I don't understand. Software and hardware have to offer MPE. Okay. Re-MPE in that controller, you'd have to use iOS apps. WaveState isn't MPE. Okay. That's all right. 88 keys was good. You can assemble a chord with multiple tracks with same sample. Yeah, I don't like the sound of that. Well, what about, you just can't trigger more than, that's ridiculous. They should at least make keyboard, like special keyboard tracks where you can do. That's crazy. And I hear it has a ton of scales, but you can't play chords with them. Yeah, that would be, I guess, the way, like using an external synth and sampling to your sequence. Chris said, I got rid of the sample track. It was just, I am a gear whore, let's say that. But I'm also not a hoarder. I'm more of a minimalist or aspiring minimalist. I like to keep it simple, and I never hold on to too many different things at once. Yeah. It's my romanticized idea just to sell everything, send everything else back that isn't mine, and just work on an SP. Jaime Tiago, that's what's up, man. The Wizard of Nas. That's funny, bro. Yeah, Nas was always my go-to, bro. But yeah, man, I guess I'm seeing in here. It's been a minute since I come on this late. You've always been that night owl, as we all kind of were back in the day. Still am, still doing the night shifts. So what's this? Oh, come on, get. Oh, okay. Yeah, but honestly, I've been looking at the sample trick again, like waiting for a cheap one to pop up. The thing about the sample track, I think is lovely. Like the pads, like I said, the chopping is good. The sequencing is good. Like honestly, it's really easy to get my finger drumming down on that thing. Like it likes the way I play. Like it's a good match. I just don't like and like the whole file management is good, right? And I thought it was better than the SP at the time. Now that we have file naming and project saving and file saving, exporting, all that, this is like really like it really could be. It feels more like a standalone to me. Before, it felt kind of like it had a crutch in the fact that you would need an app, or like I would connect the outs to the MPC in order to sample them in there and like name my samples there and like exchange SD cards and all that. But now it feels more like a standalone, just based on that. But the sample track, there's a limitation. Like I can't really finger drum on that thing with loops or longer samples because you can't put more than a couple or few second samples on each pad. There's like a real small limitation to that. So it's good if you want to like chop stuff up, chop a sample up and have like drum kits and just sequence those on top of each other. And also the chromatic mode is really good. You know, you get a lot more, you get like a full range unlike the SP. And it has scale modes, which is pretty cool. And it's kind of the way the pads are laid out, kind of like a little keyboard. So that's cool as well. But it just feels kind of like locked up in that you have to, it's all like disk streaming and stuff. So you have to name all your samples, save your drum kit before you can use it. Then you can go in and stuff, make changes, but then you got to save it before those changes can be used. So some of the stuff is but it's still a really good piece. Like, you know, if you're on a budget, if you're a songwriter too, like I really wish I could have, because I was really using that before I got the SP again. I was using that to take to work. Now I take this every day. And was a good way of like just chopping up some splice samples and coming up with some song ideas. And it's got a cool looper on it. So for me as a vocalist, the looper is perfect for like coming up with hook ideas and the way that I work. Just coming up, and I did, but those ideas are now lost because deleted them, got rid of it. So kind of sucks. Yeah, you can drum in. It's not velocity 7. It's like the TR rec mode in the SP. Tap rec lets you live drum a sample into the track. Well, there's something called a live rec mode where you can access all the pads. I seen Loot Pop and Cuckoo doing that. Yeah, you have to manually adjust the velocity for sure. It's the same with like the octa track, huh? And I feel like I do just see John make beats use a lot of drum breaks, and he's just kind of triggering those in. But it still looks like that. He really sells that, man. It makes me want to try one. So, and the Digitech's just like the little baby brother of it. Oh yeah, the Digitech also has 16 levels, so you can add variety on, say, hi-hats. I seen the retrick mode. That was cool. So that gives you like the note repeat kind of deal an MPC would have, but then it's all laid out on the different pads with different like 8 notes, 16 notes, and 30-second notes and all that. Like that's really cool. Yeah, you can do sidechaining on the Digitech. That's what's up. That's one thing I do kind of miss from not using the MPC and using the SP. It's on electronic set payment plans. Okay. The night outlives, for sure. What are you up to, man? Yeah, the new sample track out. The Lo-Fi 12X. Is it out now? it's not a sample track quite. It's a whole other thing, just the same body. I was kind of curious about it, but I was thinking about, because I've worked with Sonicware a little bit on like beta testing and some of their beta releases or their update releases. Had considered maybe seeing if they would like some help with that, but I don't know if they already launched it or what. What time is it? 12. Sample Track XT is on their website though. Sample Track XT? That's something other than Lo-Fi 12 XT? Is that what you're saying? Or did you just write that? Well, they did another for the Lo-Fi XT 12 XT at least. They did a what's it called, a Kickstarter, just like they did with the Sample Track. Yeah, so I don't know. Clarify if he really meant Sample Track XT, because I haven't seen that at all. I think maybe you're just saying that, or because it's the same exact body, but it's not a sample track because it works completely different. I think you only get 8 sounds or 8 pads of sounds, 8 tracks maybe. That one would be kind of more like an SP, and I think they were kind of going for that. And it seems cool because I think you have more access to the pads, rather than having to, I don't know, really I won't say, but stuff like background mixtape recording sounds a lot like what is that stuff? The skip back on the SP. So I think they were maybe like trying to rival that. Really, Sample Track XT. Well, I'm gonna go Google that right now and pull it up. Let's go to the Sonicware site. So is it just the same thing but 12-bit? Let us see. So I'm just gonna go to the main page. Are you sure? I was just on here the other day and didn't see it. Isn't the Lo-Fi 12 XT like optionally 12-bit? Like, isn't it 24-bit? But then you have I don't see it. I feel like it would be on the main page. Did you guys see that here? See, I only see Lo-Fi 12 XT. So this is not a sample track. They just literally used the same casing and button layout and all that and gave the buttons different purposes. See, like you would have these for drumming. I don't know if you can use these for drumming or for putting samples on. Right here you have like different parameters, filters. I'm not sure what SND is. Modulation, effects, reverb. So, I don't know. Is that what you meant? Because I don't see anything else. I don't know. They went with the MPC colorway there. That's kind of cool. Or let me just click on sample track. Yeah, man, I don't see it. I think that would be a pretty big deal if it was a thing. Are you sure you weren't just looking at that, the Lo-Fi X12 XT, and thinking since it looked just like a sample trick, then that's what it was? Yeah, you're just saying sample check XT, but it's the Lo-Fi 12 XT. It's not a sample check. Look under products. What? I did. I'm pretty sure I did look at everything. So. Yeah. Ethan Gross, what is good? So all I have on the SP right now is just like a couple sample. I've almost filled up every project. I just have like drums and a couple loops, like a loop with a couple chops. Why is this so? That is very blurry, man. Probably gonna wrap this up here in a second. Go chill out. Do some other things. I still haven't finished recording my song from the other day for this month. I might give myself a little break. I want this one to be good, and it's taking a little bit more out of me to figure out how to get it sounding good on the SP. Yeah. That's what I was doing. Resample this like this. That's what I was talking about earlier. Just resampling my chops and finger drilling to those. Let's try that. All right. Well, let me just. I'm gonna wrap this up. Yeah. So that is what you meant. The Lo-Fi XT is. It's got the build of the sample track and got like the features of the Lo-Fi series. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know. People are going for it. I think some people are like, why not just improve the sample track and add some of that stuff to it? But it looks like it could be cool. I think some of the things that it allows are some of the things that are missing. Some of the flexibility and non-rigid workflow of not having to, like, I think you can, like, just like the SP, adjust start points of a sample, you know what I mean, and affect it just by clicking on the pad, and you can move from one to the next one. But like with the sample track, you can't do that kind of stuff. You have to go and edit the drum program, and you don't even have a start point. You don't get start point and end point adjustability on the sample track. All you get is either if you chop it, you got to chop it, and then that's what you're left with, is the way that you chopped it. And you have something that's like a slope, which is more of like an attack decay kind of thing. So yeah, that is kind of weird about it, or limited about that. But yeah, hope y'all having a great little Saturday night. And technically Sunday is the first day of the week, so hope you'll have a good start to the next week. It's a productive week. There goes that camera. Just switch it. Try to get the chat window up before I go, guys. But yeah, this stream is probably gonna be demonetized at some point. I'll go ahead, like when I do these sample streams, I go ahead and hit the monetize button just in case I get away with it. So like the what's it called? The Nina Simone sample. I try to sample everything at a different pitch, you know what I mean? So I'm not playing at the normal speed when I sample it in. So that might get away with it, but I did do a stream before where I was just sampling a ton of records, and I'm sure I had it sped up. It's still like three or four of the record labels caught it through the whatever sample ID system. Right on, Cresshead. What are you having for breakfast there, man? Having some coffee. I'm not a breakfast eater. I went on the keto diet years ago. I don't even know how many years ago. And it was great. I loved it. It made me feel great. But along with that is what's called bulletproof coffee, where you take ghee, butter, and you put that in your coffee in the morning, along with MCT oil made from coconut oil. That gives you some nice energy and keeps you satiated. So I still do that, although I'm really bad at staying like the strict keto throughout the day. I'll end up eating whatever if I don't have anything planned. But yeah, so I still don't really eat breakfast. Green tea and a scone. I forget. Are you British, bro? That sounds like a British thing. A scone. I don't see. I've probably had a scone in my lifetime, but I don't see a lot of scones around my way. I remember when I first seen a scone, I was like, what is it? Like, I don't know. It just seemed like a deformed muffin. It's like, whoa, that muffin's tripping. That's what's up, man. Yeah. What part of England are you in? Are you in London? Leeds? Is that one? Leeds. I don't know. That sticks out my head. Is that a place in London? Yeah, that'd be cool. Nottingham. NR? What does NR stand for? It'd be cool to visit out there. I've only seen it in movies. I really like the movie, the series English or Kingsman. Have you seen it, Kingsman? I think that takes place in England. Maybe I'm tripping. It looks cool out there. I've seen a few like shows that depict England or different places out there. We've got this English style pub where I live at. I need to go check it out again. Seems cool. It seems like what I see in the movies. Robin Hood? I think Robin Hood. Okay. I don't know. I haven't seen Robin Hood in a while. What Robin Hood are we talking about? Yeah. Ram, what's good? You just coming in at the end of it, man. Just wrapping it up. About to go chill. I feel a little, I've been feeling a little like, maybe it's anxiety. I don't know. Maybe because I came on here with like no plan and just wanted to, because I wasn't doing anything else, and I kind of have a slight addiction to streaming. It's becoming an addiction. But yeah, what's going on? What's going on with your in your mind, Ram, in your world? You been gassing it all for anything? You know what? I'm gonna pull up my. I've been trying to step it up. Pull up my background music. You know, lead in with, exit with. I need to load the rest of these. I've got like 6 tracks. SP's a good little like podcast live streaming tool. Put your little tracks on there. Just my background music and stuff. Oh, man. Yeah, well, I mean, is there anything you guys want to talk about? Any other gear you want to look at? I'll look at it with y'all. Otherwise, I'm not really. I guess I'm done making beats for now. Hydrosynth Explorer. Okay. Yeah. Is that like the keyboard? I know they have like, I think they have like a desktop version. They've got like a mini version, right? And then I've seen those. Let's see. Let's look at it. I have the mini Freak. Like, I really just don't. It's just not really exciting me. Like, I just don't really like the sound of it. Might be crazy. A lot of people swear by it, but I've been looking at the mini Freak since that before it even existed. Looking at the micro Freak. I always wanted one. I thought to myself that'd be a good intro keyboard, but I don't know. I haven't updated it though. Does anyone have a mini Freak? Do y'all recommend updating it? I'm not sure what even comes with the update. I did make one string patch that was kind of cool. Actually sounded like almost a legitimate string patch. Which one of these? This one, the Explorer, is the little mini version. Hey, that's cheaper than the Mini Freak. Oh, it price dropped. Was this like at $699 too? So the Mini Freak is $699. I feel like those two were like being compared quite a bit in the past. I bet you I'd like the sound of this one better. Cause I wanted to try a synth. Being someone who's like really new to synths and looking at the Mini Freak, it looked kind of simple, but I really couldn't get too much of a sound out of it. I guess I gave up quickly. And I initially just didn't like the presets. I don't really like how the presets, most of them sound. Some of the ARP like presets or the sequence presets are kind of cool, but yeah, I remember liking something like the Korg micro Korg sound better. Like I almost would want to try one of those new ones. Seem kind of cool. But yeah, the Mini Freak, the presets, and I know synthesizers aren't really about presets, but if I don't like the presets, then what am I gonna make with it? You know, like if I don't like the presets, I know I'm not gonna be making anything cool from this. And I've been trying to send it back to Zounds, but apparently they don't. I don't know if they want it back. I'll get your album when it's out. Whose album? Mine? Yeah, I was sipping on a little Jameson whiskey. Yeah, what kind of beer you got? I would watch a vid, but I can't get the sound to come through. I don't know if I can get the sound to come through. Pull it up on my. Let's see if the sound will come through HDMI on this thing. No, that's my first baby right there. That's my first baby. She's 7 now. You know, 7. I don't know how old she was there. Let's see if I can pull up something on the Hydrosynth. Oh, here we go. Let's see if there's sound. Well, I can just actually put this in.
Shop Old Spice.
There we go. Come on. Adjust the audio. Media output. Headphones. Weird. Changes the media output when I just watch it like this. Ram, you say you got a basic ass IPA. I thought you were saying iPad. Okay.
Yeah, hello and welcome to another
Sonic
Sonic Lab. This is a little bit of an extra because I did a Friday fun on the
Hydrasynth Explorer from ASM, which is the new compact sort of mini version of the Hydrasynth. For those of you who perhaps don't know what I'm talking about, this is indeed a full Hydrasynth engine. That's 8 voices, wavetable, synthesizer, with all the goodness that the original Hydrasynth has. It's obviously cut down in certain ways, and I did go into this a little bit in the Friday Fun that I posted, because I didn't warrant a full review, because I reviewed the Hydrasynth Deluxe quite recently, and it's kind of that's just even more. And I've obviously reviewed the original Hydrasynth as well, when it came out a couple of years ago. But key differences. Obviously, we've got a small keyboard, different case. This is made of plastic, though it's not plasticky plastic. This is still a really good, solid machine. In fact, these knobs
Mini Freak's
are
built
really
like a tank, though.
Sturdy on here. There's not any wiggle on any of this. This is kind of proper surface mount, bolted onto the platform, and these are, this is solid plastic. The other big difference is obviously small keyboard, but interestingly, though it's only 3 octaves, it's still poly aftertouch, which again, I've already mentioned this, but it's actually quite expressive. This patch here is a modified version of one of the, it's called Nice Brass, which I've modified. I think there's only a few small keyboard
Let's go over the
potential
sounds.
there. This is a very nice, as it says, Blade titles, and yeah. The effects in here are gorgeous, still gorgeous. There's no difference between this and the original. In fact, there's, I don't think there's any new patches.
Sounds
in here.
spacey.
Here's Wolf Palm, which is obviously a tribute to Wolfgang Palm, who did a lot of pioneering work on the wavetable synthesis method. In fact, if we look at this, we've got
Beatmaker 3, huh? On iPad? I've never tried it.
mode. We can edit the wave list, and this is the thing where it does
Yamaha
is a
CS80.
tiny bit more
Blade Runner type
complex,
sound
because
okay.
on the original you could see all 8 waves, and if you pressed shift, I wonder if that still works the same way. You used to be able to, yeah, it does. It moves all of the waves in sets. So if you've got a set, you can then move, right, or you can individually edit each wave. Here's something that really shows off that kind of wave table and all of those. Modulation possibilities, because in the envelopes,
what is
of course,
your type of thing? What's your type of synth, Chris Ed?
Loop the envelope, so you can kind of interchange the LFOs and the envelopes if that's what you want to do. It's actually quite straightforward. Let's try another couple more. Maybe if I go to the first, because the first preset, which is called Sorpressive, is very... It's got its own poly aftertouch in there. Let's jump up another back. It's just really great for some of these huge pads. But there's a whole bunch of sounds in here. I mean, we've got, how many banks have we got? We go up to E, A, B, C, D, E. 5 banks of 128, so that should keep me going a fair old. And there's some nice bass sounds in here as well.
Sonar. What is that word? Sonar? Have analog sounding stuff, basses and stabby sounds, and sample based like acoustic stuff, or for me, pads, Equilibrium. So are you into like
patches.
myself, into more acoustic sounding
Some
stuff?
good stuff in there.
Yeah, I wish someone would just put out a 37 mini key
Next time, that was just
Rompler with acoustic samples in it. Yeah, I have just looked at these different keyboards, like the Cobalt one. It's all pretty cool, but they're just, why, I don't know, why do these companies seem to be that there's a market for small synth stuff, but not like acoustic stuff. You can't really find anything, I guess, other than maybe like there's something that's like the XM Mini, the Roland XM Mini, which is kind of both. Is it XM Mini? Jade Wee has one. Does she play it, or is she just talking about it? She's just talking about it. Why are you gonna hold it up and not play it? I like this.
Study
Dr.
music
Mix
theory
is
online
incredible.
with Berkeley. Experience firsthand
incredible
why Berkeley Online has
player.
earned a 97%.
This is synth, and I think it has like the JV sounds in it.
It's fun.
It's kind of a hybrid though. He's just playing the synth stuff. It's like the acoustic stuff is just a side note. Yeah, it's like people are just playing synths with that.
To change scenes using the encoders underneath the screen. Once you select a scene, the first thing you want to do is get out of scene mode and move to a different one, because if you change a scene, all the changes you made are lost, unfortunately, at least
Models.
at model bank selection. So these are my Jupiter sounds, Juno sounds. After I've selected a bank, I could choose different presets in that bank.
You're here, we just can't see it. Yeah, I'm trying to get it back.
Presets
There it is. Damn.
per bank, JX presets.
Yeah, see, like these little mini synths are just catered towards people who like synths. I guess I don't know what that market is. Like, are people who are into synthesis more trying to be more portable than like?
If you want, you can disable its mono mode or turn on polyphony.
I would love a mini keyboard that has
Next model
acoustic.
up is
Like make me like a mini
XV5080.
Roland Integra 7 keyboard.
And there are hundreds of presets here. You can scroll through the presets quickly, by the way, using the left button.
But the thing about why I like let me just go ahead and look it up.
Yeah, 896
Here it goes again.
RD.
But I'm looking up the Korg Wave State. I don't think there's
Piano
any
mo-
videos on the desktop version yet because it hasn't been released yet. There's like the official Korg stuff, like from the Korg YouTube channel.
To keyboardists with a dedicated keyboard controller they love, to anyone wanting hardware synths as their sound source.
But,
in addition to the
but the
Wave
thing
State
is with this
Up6 and
thing,
ModWave software versions,
it's got wave samples, right? With the Korg Wave State. And you can do up to 4 different layers. So you can get I like that it's like kind of cinematic sounding and you can come up with some crazy sounds that you want. I think it even has like this button where you press it and it randomizes like 4 different layers of sounds and stuff. That sounds interesting. So that'd be cool to mess with, even being someone who's not like good at, or, brand new to synthesis and doesn't know what he's doing. But also you can turn all the layers off but one. And then if I can pull it up here. And then you can just use straight up acoustic samples. And the desktop version has little key buttons for moving through the different, what's it called? Categories of sound. So you have like piano, brass, and strings. And oh yeah, that expressive Osmos does look pretty interesting though. Yeah, that's how I kind of started out when I first got my live Crest head. The OG live, I had also a Yamaha MX49, which was kind of the closest thing to a mini synth that has acoustic samples, like bread and butter stuff. It's a 49 keyboard, had like motif sounds in it. But I'm pulling up this just to, because I think I'm actually more, at least right now, into playing melodies and chords with pads. Sounds weird, right? But look at this. I like that they added this. You don't see this on the keyboard version. If you look at where I'm zoomed in at, you got bass, lead, pad, synth, bells, plucked, perk, keys, brass, winds, strings, vocal, sequences, FX, and user. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to wrap this up because my phone is about to die. But anyways, like up here, you have layers, right? So you can turn them off. You can turn as many layers as you want on or off. A, B, C, D, 4 layers. And you could just straight up use this as like bread and butter with the acoustic sounds. And from what I've read, like on the website, this has like sounds from the Nautilus, which is their like top of the line flagship keyboard right now. So that's why I'm very interested in that. So like I can just use it for those types of sounds. And then having the synthesis is just like, for me, would be the added nicety to like just mess with and come up with something maybe unique, like every once in a while. So I'd still have some use of it in between trying to learn the synthesis part, you know? So, and I like some of the things coming out of the demos on this. Like they're just real cinematic. It seems like it would be a great tool for someone who's like trying to score a movie, which in another life would probably be something I would like to do, is like film scoring. When I went to school, I was doing some little projects like that. But hey, if the stream shuts off, it's because I got 3% on my phone. Yeah, so just trying to wrap it up here, guys. That's what I'm thinking. I'm hoping to get that maybe mid-month. I gotta just hit up Sound, see if they can send me a few things. Hopefully they don't think I'm being greedy over there. Send some things back. I might even send some of my NPCs back, which sounds crazy, right? But yeah, I appreciate y'all coming in. I'm about to drop out here. I'll see y'all sometime mid next week. Probably do a stream. Hopefully get